All right, so here's kind of a little bit different video than you're normally going to see on Ride High, Shoot Far. And I don't know how much on this topic I'm going to do, but those who are interested, I just wanted to show you guys that one of the things that we do a lot around here in my family with my buddies is we shoot a lot of air rifles. And the reason being is that most of these modern air rifles work almost exactly like long range rifles. Now, a 160-yard shot, 200-yard shot, with an air rifle is kind of the equivalent of a 1,000-yard shot with a big rifle. But the whole concept is exactly the same. Ballistics, trajectory, wind drift, all those types of things correspond to shooting big centerfire rifles that we use for mounted hunting on big game. In fact, if you look here on some of these, the scopes work just the same. These are also long range scopes, same power settings, everything. Even though the animals aren't as big, they are small. So respectively, the targets are pretty challenging. And these scopes work just like they do on our big rifles. If I'm gonna make a long range shot, I'll go ahead and dial into the right yardage, just like I would on my rifle I'm taking on my mule or horse and going hunting. And so it's a lot cheaper to shoot these. The initial cost isn't great because it does take some air source. And these are really nice, well-made air rifles. And so they can be a little expensive, but I shoot these probably 20 times more than I shoot my centerfire rifles. And I feel it just gives me a lot of good practice and confidence in my drops and being able to dial in and take a shot, being steady and all those different components. Unfortunately, they don't carry well on a mule. And so I never really carry an air rifle with me when I'm out riding. But I love shooting these. I got a good buddy of mine, hunting buddy, you'll see on this channel probably quite a bit. He's on the SWAT team, and he loves shooting these as well. There's just something about having a nice, quiet, no recoil air rifle to shoot. This one's 177. I shoot these in the dairy a lot. I'll post a picture of some of our dairy shoots. It's 17 caliber, shoots a 13 grain slug, actually, not even a pellet, but an actual bullet slug. And the reason I like this for the dairy is that 13 grains doesn't have as much impact when it carries. So in case it hits something on the farm or whatever, it's not gonna have the energy to hurt something. And then I have my 22 caliber here that shoots a 22 grain slug. And I have a pretty cool video that I'll show you on shooting some jackrabbits at 160 yards with this one and both headshots. Had to do some calculations to get my drops just right, but just like big game rifles, is the exact same thing. And then one of my favorite ones that I'm using right now is a 25 caliber Huben K1. And this thing is just a monster. It's shooting a 38 grain pellet at 1,000 feet per second. And I'm gonna show a lot of videos using this one on prairie dogs. And so I hope you guys will enjoy that. The accuracy is pretty good. It's not quite as good as the rapid weapons that I have here, but it does have a 17 round magazine and it's semi-automatic. And it's pretty quiet for its power, and it's a lot of fun. So if any of you guys are interested in air rifles, message me and I'll give you more information about that. But just want to show you the video on some of the things that we use with air rifles and to help us practice for big game hunts. And once again, I shoot these a lot more than I shoot my big game rifles. Cost is a big factor. Also convenience. I can come home from work. I have a little light out here at 100 yards, and I can just shoot 100 yards all night long with my air rifles and get some good practice using them just like I would my big game rifles. So anyway, hope you enjoy some of these videos. They're also good for big games. So you guys are shooting coyotes, especially with this Huben 25 caliber is good for coyotes. I shot this nice big raccoon with this. Actually, I didn't use the K1, I actually used the 22 caliber for that. And it's a monster. It's a big old boar, and I'll show you a picture of that. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more information on using air rifles to make you a better long range shooter when you're out big game hunting, then send me a message and I'll tell you what I know. So, hope you enjoy the videos. Thanks. All right, so here's the beginning of a day out shooting prairie dogs. And I got permission to shoot on this private property for these prairie dogs from the rancher who leases it. And these prairie dogs are becoming a big problem. They're eating a lot of the grass, the holes they make, just the habitat they destroy is just becoming a real issue. And so I was more than happy to come out here and help this rancher get some practice with my air rifle, some practice with my shooting. And anyway, here's some videos. This is the Huben K1 shooting a Zan's 38 grain slug. All right, here's a pretty close shot. Got him. This one's a little bit further out. You can see my holdover. Did him, but it wasn't quite on, so I took a second shot. That's nice about that semi-automatic. Now on this one, I didn't adjust for it being closer, and so I actually shoot over this one. Miss. You can just see all the prairie dogs that are out this place. This one is closer, and I adjust accordingly. Make a good headshot.
Hold still.
Wait, we're going into the hole. Do you not see Remy?
He's kicking seeds.
I don't typically use clicks if they are within 100 yards. That one's done. But if it's over 100 yards, I will click in.
I got it. Hold still.
I'm pretty sure our total count for the day was 150 prairie dogs, and this was just coming in the morning before work and then coming back to this area for a little bit after I dropped my daughter off at softball practice and doing some more. Here's a dead one. This guy's sounding the alarm. And out. And you can just see how quiet and no recoil that this air rifle has. This one's hit pretty good, but he still runs just like big game does. And he is out. Done. Now this one was hit pretty solid. He's pretty much done for, but I did decide just to do another one just to be humane. Watch the impact of this 38 grain slug. And I'm gonna send you a picture of some slugs that I took out of some jackrabbits last year. Here's a ground squirrel. Done. Closer headshot. Done. All right, as promised, here's some slugs that I actually took out of a jackrabbit, so you can kind of see the distortion. And then here's some groups at 100 yards from some of my air rifles. You can just kind of see how accurate they are. All right, here's a picture of a day at the dairy, and here is some pistol work on a gopher that was giving me some problems on my property with a CO2 air pistol. All right, here's that raccoon I was telling you guys about, a big old boar that I shot up on the hill behind my house. And then I'm going to leave this video with a video I took last year, taking some jackrabbits at 160 yards. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more information on air guns, let me know. So this is a new personal best for me. I got a double on these first two rabbits at 160 yards. So here's where the rabbits were. And I shot way over there where my truck is. And shot one, and then shot the other one. And as I was walking over here, I saw another rabbit at 110 yards. So I clicked in for that and shot him offhand. So anyways, a slow day until now, but beautiful day, and this is a personal record for me. My longest air gun shot on a jackrabbit, and with a double, 160 yards. Jay just got a nice mule bite right there.